Hi everyone, thanks for hosting me here. I'm probably one of the few minority still ladies in the tech space called blockchain, but well, I started my journey 8 months ago, and I'm trying to build economic resilience in blockchain. Basically, the model is looking not just at blockchain as a silver bullet technology, but understand the business cases, understand the basically vertical industries, and introduce blockchain as a solution, as a strategic solution. So personally, I started with the water sector, and I started looking at the problems and understand the parallels with the energy sector. And I looked at that from the financial perspective and point of view, and I started to develop the water credits, which is a completely new product, which will be developed on the blockchain. So, but it's later about that. So I would like to show you about my understanding of the blockchain and what we're looking at too. So this is what I'm calling the strategic integrative approach about the blockchain and how it can be implemented. So we're looking at the business operational processes, and basically the financial point of view, it's all about the revenues and it's all about the costs. First of all, where we can create new cash flows, where we can generate new revenue streams for companies, whether it's insurance, whether it's finance, whether it's utility companies, energy sector. Second is business optimization, where we cut down the cost of the company, business processes, back-end processes. For instance, I'll give you an example. Everyone knows energy trading or gas trading. So the back office application would be the blockchain operational platform between the wholesale energy trader providers. One of the cases BP, ENI Energy, and Vienna Energy has been accomplished by one of my partners, and it's official run project right now. So the back office, what has been there done? First of all, is data reconciliation. Everyone knows that blockchain is solving actually data problems. First of all, it's data security. Secondly, data transparency. Third, it's sharing data with different counterparties. And given that there could be one single blockchain or multiple blockchains, different actors have different levels of the access without showing necessary and unnecessary information depends on that. So that's one of the applications. Second case, which we actually identified, is transactions. Obviously, very famous case. The more transactions, the more nodes or participants you have in the network, the more blockchain applicable, and the more actually can cut down the costs. So we're talking here about the cutting down the costs, about the operational optimization of any particular companies. If we talk about the revenue, so everyone's like, okay, how we can make money on the revenue side, where we can use blockchain to generate new revenue streams. And the solution is not that simple. So basically, it's all about, again, identifying the strategic problems in the company, identifying the strategy of the company, and looking at the company development or business development strategy. But mainly, everyone knows that whenever the new market is created, whether it's going to be ICO for some companies, whether it's going to be new cryptocurrency, or whether it's going to be enterprise level, which I focus particularly on, it has to be a new product, which will be either issued on the blockchain platform and traded like water credits currently I'm developing, or it has to be, again, enterprise solution, a platform which will be shared by different counterparties and shared by them and owned by them. And whether it's going to be existing platform on the market which will create revenue streams for them or their own development. Particular examples we have in financial sectors are three. We have consortium of companies that come and join existing platform or create their own platforms, and then the revenue models are created. The second option is basically intersection of different basically industries. So for now, we're looking right now in one of the developing countries' markets, and we're at intersection of three industries. One is utility companies, another company is telecom, and another company is insurance, and another company, finally, is registry. So, and you think, what is the common in that? How it can be done? Where is the blockchain application there? Basically, blockchain creates a shared ledger of information, multiple chains that can communicate to each other, and on one side, it creates digital identity, on second side and create a new insurance product. Another side, we can use mobile payments because there is no bank in the developing countries like Africa established, where actually a new product can be created between those sectors and monitored or created. Blockchain can create transparency, new registry of identities, new registry information, and record transactions. So there are absolutely different stages, absolutely different markets, geographies, and absolutely different verticals where blockchain can be applied. And I'll show you quickly. So I'm sure this is a quick summary of what I've just been saying. What is blockchain, where it could be used, what is main kind of characteristics. So it's trust service, data ownership, and data management. And believe it or not, the water sector in the UK recently finally named one of the technologies in their report, blockchain and data management. And proudly, it's one of those industries that's probably behind any other industry, 20 years behind. They said blockchain, you have to use blockchain. And it's like, thank you guys, we contributed to that. And we managed to explain what is blockchain in really simple words. This is bottle of water. This is how we can prove that it's drinkable. What is the source, and by how many producers participated in the supply chain, and who are the main customers, given that Data Protection Act is coming. So all those kind of parts can be involved in the application of the blockchain in particular sector. So one of the platforms we looked at, and it's absolutely incorrect to say the blockchain. There's so many mistakes I hear about the people saying the blockchain or blockchain. So the blockchain technology, this is the right way to say, or blockchain the. So there are different ways how blockchain can be used, and there are different technologies. There are Hyperledger, which is early stage developing. There is Corda platform. There is Interbit, and there are other, and obviously IBM Watson. So I particularly look at the Interbit developed by the BTL, and I manage the case of the energy trading, proved by such names as BP, BNI Energy, and ENI. And what is different in this particular, why I particularly focused on this sort of blockchain technology, it's multiple chains, and different counterparties not necessarily have to share their all information in one chain, which if going to be hijacked or corrupted, or cybersecurity actually is still a question, has a difference. So you have multiple blockchains, multiple communications, and certain particular information and transactions which certain counterparties don't want to share due to their privacy, immutability, and regulation rules. Actually, this problem is solved here. So it's scalable, it's immutable, and it's fully secure. Obviously, it has to be more done. So if it's talked about the tech side. So it's a quick, basically, blockchain why. Replication of the information, replication of the transactions, replication of the data. And one word is data reconciliation. Secondly is consistency. So obviously, it's all about putting the information, putting the transactions on one network, which can be opened by necessary counterparties. So, simple example, we all can imagine. We have a JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs, which reports to repository. Repository reports to government. And if JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs creates one mistake in their report, which goes to the repository agency, like ICE or anyone else, and then it goes to the US government body or UK government body, JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs will be liable for billions. In the case where GS or JP Morgan provides a correct report, trade repository creates a mistake when reporting to the government agency, in that case JP Morgan and GS can actually prove it's not our mistake. So by default, they save in billions, potentially, or millions. So this is one of the blockchain where it actually contributes to the data reconciliation. But that's why it's all about consistency and reconciliation itself. Current use cases and opportunities, that's all I mentioned. This is something on the ground. This is something not in potential. And there are some use cases, and quite interesting. by partners or by other competitors or by other companies. And I think we all going towards the same goal, to innovate, not to disrupt different industry and create new standards in the industries. And I really hope we all can achieve that from different perspectives. Thank you.